we'll get started. We'll start with our Tai Chi open. So I'm going to take my left arm at about a 45-degree angle. And I always do this because people get confused. This is left. And just place my right fist just gently inside at about the heart level with our feet together. We'll just take a nice deep inhale into our navel. And just exhale and relax your arms down. Now what we will do is we will pour all of the energy into one of our legs, just letting it just completely become heavy. As the other leg becomes just a little bit lighter, we will gently lift from the hip that leg and stand out into a shoulder width stance. And let's just stand here for a moment, connect with ourselves. Take a nice deep breath into your navel. And a nice long exhale out. Beginning to connect and feel the chi. As you stand here on the earth, the chi is radiating up into your feet. You can feel it gently moving in your hands. And we can bring in those three postural elements that we talk about. We can grip the floor very gently with our toes, just enough that we feel our legs engage. You can feel it. Just think about it. Let go of the grip for a minute. And then grip the floor gently with your toes. Where do you feel that? Most people will feel it right in through the top of the inner thigh, the adductors. Our next postural element is to bring the navel very gently toward the spine. This brings that energy from the adductors up into the belly. And let's just breathe into that belly, into that navel. And gently out. We'll leave a little bit of space under our arms as if we're holding a little ball of energy here. Just gently, just let your arms relax, but leave a little space. Foot grab, belly draw. As we round here, what we will do is we will try to knit our clavicles very gently together as our shoulder blades and our shoulders become a little bit splayed. So here I am standing to the side here. First I will grip the floor with my toes. Then I will draw in my belly, and you can see I'm not actually tucking, but that natural curve in my spine has become a little bit lessened. I've kind of dropped gently. I have the space underneath my arms now. I will try to gently knit my clavicles together as my back becomes gently splayed. And then the final element, we will lift the head, neck toward the heaven by a golden thread. You can, if you'd like, put your hand on the back of your skull here and just very gently lift. You can feel your chin tucked just a little bit here. So toe grab, belly draw, clavicles knit, and head to the heavens. Just beautiful. And now what I'd like you to do is just take a nice deep breath in. And exhale. And this time what I want you to do is just inhale as you gently sink and raise your arms. Your fingers will come together as if you're holding a nice gentle ball. Your knees are gently bent. With that belly draw, you're sitting just as if there's just a very high stool behind you. It's not a big sit. It's not a squat. Raising your arms up. Your elbows are the heaviest part of your arms here. And bring a lot of life into your fingers. Your fingers will be communicating energy here. And look toward the horizon now. And we can see that beautiful, beautiful horizon. There is a wonderful band of rose, one of the grandmothers said, for just a few seconds with every sunrise. And she was saying that that band of gold is like a portal in which we can enter a new dawn, a new day, full of hope for the future. Our eyes on that beautiful doorway, that rose doorway, into the horizon, just a nice soft gazing. You can play with this a little bit. You can move your hands a little bit apart, bring them together. You can actually feel a little magnetism after a time. It's quite fascinating. And take a nice deep breath into your navel again. And now we'll just bring our hands down. We'll just gently drop. And as we raise up, we'll bring our hands up together. And starting at our hairline, we'll move our hands very gently down our body, our face, neck, our heart, our middle dantian, our navel, our lower dantian, and then just to the side. Very beautiful. Thank you so much. So just a wonderful way to start. I'm going to bring my microphone back because I realized I left it up there. I hope you could hear me well for that whole segment. All right, just so happy. I'm feeling so relaxed and feeling loving and loved. That's how I feel today. And so I'm so grateful for that. So let's start our Tai Chi warm-up set. I'm going to show you a nice little standing meditation pose today that I think you'll like a lot. So we'll start with our feet together, warm up our hands a little bit here, Lao Gong to Lao Gong. And then we can warm up our kidneys, making little circles up and down, back and forth. Gently gripping the floor with our toes here. Place our hands right on our kidneys and just circle our hips as we gently warm up our spine and our organs. Just inscribing a very, very gentle circle around the pole. So it's as if our head and our legs are a pole and we're revolving around that pole. So our head is not moving a heck of a lot. We do a lot of these movements 8 to 20 times, just depending on how many times you feel comfortable doing it. I started with 8 with everything, worked my way up to 32, and then settled at 20. Okay, and then massaging the kidneys again. We will go in the opposite direction. You may not remember immediately which direction you went in, that's fine. Probably figure it out. I generally go right first, then left. That way I remember. It's become a pattern now. But at first it was like, which way did I go? So just gently, 80 to 85%, just revolving around that pole. Knees are soft. Breathing into the navel. And a nice slow exhale out. Very nice. Now let's take our right hand and put it on our heart as if we were going to say the Pledge of Allegiance. We'll put our left hand over that and just give your heart and your chest, your lungs a nice massage. Warming of the heart, opening the heart. You can go ahead and go across the clavicles too. There's some great meridian points there. And then we'll take our left hand with our right over it and go in the opposite direction. Very nice. Okay, now we will take our hands, and in the little dimple here near your hip bone is the Wantiao point, the gallbladder. Give that a nice good massage, standing with our feet shoulder width apart this time. And then holding the Wantiao point, we'll just take our thumbs and hook them over our hips here and just inscribe nice big circles this time. Breathing in and out. Okay, and then massaging the point again. We can massage our lower back as well. And another good set of points for the lower back or the sides of the hips here. Just nice, warm, vigorous rub. And then we'll put our hands back into the Wantiao point, hook our thumbs over, and big circles in the opposite direction. But again, we're talking about 80 to 85% here. Not trying to get like a really good workout. We're trying to warm our muscles. Inscribe the whole circle around, to the front, to the back, all the side, front. Excellent. Okay, now we will take our right hand on our belly and our left hand over and give our belly a nice full massage. Just feels good. Go ahead and dig in just a little deeply. Feels so good. So good for digestive issues, of course. And then our right hand left over and opposite direction. This is the lower dantian. This is what connects us as humans. Connecting us to the earth. Okay, excellent. All right, now we will stand. We'll do some knee circles. I'm going to bring my feet together, gripping the floor gently with my toes. I always like to start with that. And then I place my hands gently on my knees or just above and circle my knees 8 to 20 times around. Trying not to let the knees go past the toes, so we need to both sit and bend forward just a little bit. You can also do this If you're hurting, you can sit in a chair and you can just give your knees a nice massage. That would be fine. And now we're going to go down the inside and up the outside and just give a nice massage here. And then back into position and circling in the opposite direction 8 to 20 times. Remembering to breathe. Okay, let's massage down the outside and up the inside this time. Thanking our knees, bringing healing energy to our knees through the Lao Gong. This is what the point on our body that emits qi. So when the great Qigong healers are doing their work, they're very aware that this is the point that the energy is able to be emitted. All right, now we will stand and we will put our feet together. We're going to go up and over 3 times. So inhale up, arms come up at the top, and just, oh, so happy to see your videos, thank you. And exhale over for 10. And then inhale up and just pull up just gently at the top. And exhale down for 10. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. I'd like you to experiment with something for a minute on this next one. As you inhale up, sink the weight into the opposite leg from where you're going and just feel what that feels like. Wow, I love that. Somebody gave me that cue months ago and I forgot about it until this morning. Inhale up, sink the weight into the opposite leg. Exhale down for 10. And then we'll inhale up one last time, and then just come all the way down and try to touch our toes. I like to look at my feet here. It keeps me from getting dizzy. I also like to, at this point, grip the floor gently with my toes. And then coming up, inhaling up, and exhaling down for 10. One more time, inhaling up and exhaling down. And while we're down here now, take your hands and just give your backs of your legs a good massage from the top of your butt to your ankles. And then when you're ready, you can cup your hands and give yourself a nice slap. Nice gentle tap. All right, then we will inhale up slowly. Let your head come up. And your shoulders just relax down with an exhale. Taking a moment, as I always do, to just see how I'm feeling. I feel very grounded right now. My feet, I feel so steady. I'm surprised. I would think I'd be, but I'm not. So very nice. Very awake, very alive, ready to continue to live in this phenomenal time that we're living in. Okay, now we will widen our stance in the world, and I want to show you a little variation on what we've been doing here. As I lunge down to one side, I want to take my hands and make a little claw. I'll show you what that looks like. I am just taking all of my fingers and just wrapping it around my thumb here. My fingers on the middle finger and then just wrapping the other fingers around. So here I am in my wide stance. I exhale to this one side, and with the same hand as the side I've lunged to, I'm going to make that little claw. Then I'm going to open my palm up and reach on the opposite leg. This is a whole different stretch of the lower back, hip flexors. You can really feel that difference here. And then we'll come together here, and on the other side we'll come down. We'll make the claw with the opposite hand, and then reaching, just gently. And let's do that one more time on each side. Inhale up, exhale down, make the claw and reach. And then just come into the center, plunge down to the other side, make the claw, open the palm and reach. Very nice, okay. Come on up, shake that out a little bit. That was some new muscles, I like that. So now we will stand at about, shoulder width, maybe a little bit narrower. We're going to take one foot and put it at a 45-degree angle, and all of the weight is going to be on the opposite leg, so that I could actually lift the foot from the floor. I'm just going to take the heel on the floor at about a 45-degree angle. I'm going to inhale deeply, and then I'm going to hinge at my hips, right at what they call the hua. As I go chin to toe here, I can just rest my hands on my shins. Inhaling up, other side. Just knowing that you have that weight on that one leg. Take a nice deep inhale in and hinge at the hips, chin to toe. Other side. Inhale. And you can, if you would like, you can bring your toes up towards your chin, and you can grab one of your toes if you're comfortable, as long as it's not too big a stretch for you. Inhale up, other side. Hinging at the hips, chin to toe. One more time on each side. Inhale. Hinging over. And one more on the other side. Inhaling. And hinging, chin to toe. And of course, this is all for the count of 10. Okay, come on up. Shake that out a little bit. Oh, great, great. Okay, we're going to do our kicks now. I'm going to put my hands on my kidneys again. And I'm just going to do a little kick with my heel, as if I've just gotten out of bed. I'm just kicking out the energy a little bit. Just low to the ground. This is a great balance exercise. When you're feeling comfortable with that, you can try to kick a little bit higher. It's just a snap forward. You're not snapping back, just forward. And then look toward that rose gold dawn. And just let your eyes become soft and focused. Just let it all happen naturally now. And of course, you can do this by holding onto a chair. You can do some of these exercises, most of these exercises sitting in a chair if you need to that day. So don't let anything prevent you. Don't feel like you have to stand or bend over or whatever. You have to do what feels right to you. You can always use something for balance if you need to. And then your balance increases because you have something to help you. You need to ask for help sometimes. All right, now we're going to do it with our toes. So back to where I was, sorry about that. I'm just going to now do it with a pointed toe. Starting low, getting a sense. And then you can try to go a little higher. And then look toward the horizon. That soft gaze into the hopeful dawn. Great. Okay, shake that out a little bit. And now I'm going to show you the standing stretching exercise that I was telling you about. And it can seem a little complex at first, but if you follow my instructions really well, you won't be lost. So I want you to stand and just mirror me here. Stand and look at your computer, because you actually have to look in that direction. And I'm going to take my arm that's facing the computer, and I'm going to point it directly at the screen. I'm going to take that arm and I'm going to wrap it around my neck. I'm going to try to hold my neck here. So my arm is forward, I take it around the front and just wrap it around my neck. Now I'm going to take my other arm. I'm going to hook it around toward the screen, and I'm going to place it on that opposite ear. So my left hand would be on my left ear, my right hand would be on my right ear, whichever direction you are going here. Now we're standing with our feet together. We want our back to be straight, so we have to think of our postural elements for a minute. Toe grab, belly draw, head to the heavens. We place our tongue gently on our palate here. And with a slight smile, which opens your heart, you gaze into the horizon. And just release. And we turn in the opposite way. Our legs are together. The hand that is closest to the screen is going to come forward here. I'm going to take it around the front of me and wrap it around my neck. The opposite arm is going to come under and go toward that same ear as that hand. Tongue on the palate, smile, gazing into the horizon. And just release. Now we do it again. We'll do it again. We'll stand with our facing the screen. Same arm comes to the screen, wrapping around the neck. Other arm hooks underneath that elbow and comes around to that same ear. Drawing my navel to my spine, standing nice and straight, tongue on the palate, gentle smile. And release. And once more on the other side. This is from Diane. Qigong, which is the wild goose forms. This is one of their standing poses. So I'm going to take the same arm, pointed to the screen, wrapping it around my neck. Other arm comes under the elbow, hand to the ear. And just breathe. And release. I love that so much. I love that. Now we're going to slap. I'm going to slap with my cupped hand, the very edge of my shoulder here and my spleen points here. So I'm going to open and slap. Just slapping. This is excellent for any kind of frozen shoulder issues. Just be free with your arms. Don't have to grab. Very nice. Okay, we will take our left hand and put it just right below our navel. And with our right hand, we'll do a nice massage here on this side of the chest, the heart side. And then we'll change. We'll put the other hand just below the navel. This helps stabilize the chi, from what I understand. And massage in the other direction. Now we will massage the Da Bao points, the spleen points. This is excellent for whole body pain, fibromyalgia. If you're feeling tired during the day, you can stand up at any point and just do this, and this should regenerate chi throughout your body. Help any discomfort you're feeling. And next I'm going to massage the lymph. Those points, all of those lymph nodes that live in our groin area, right where our torso meets our legs. This is so good for our immune system. Okay, great. That's all the massaging we're going to do today. I'd like to do a couple of other exercises with you today. Feeling good? How you feeling? Do I have any thumbs up? Some thumbs up? Yay! Beautiful. See, it's so nice to be able to get a little bit of feedback. Oh, thank you. Love you guys so much. Okay. All right. So we will start with our opening to the sky, but I want to prep this with a warm-up that I really, really love. We'll stand with our feet shoulder width apart. Get into our postural elements, of course. It's always just a quick check. Toe grab, belly draw, head, neck raise. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down. I'm going to let my hands, the back of my hands come together here. As I just squat down and I come up and I let my elbows come behind me as I push my pelvis forward gently. Coming down, pelvis comes back into a squat. Coming up, opening. And we'll do this about 10 times. Inhaling, exhaling. This is a great opener. Just let your pelvis come forward when you do the upward movement. Push your pelvis forward, your shoulders come back. Do it gently the first times, of course, because you want to see what it feels like. You don't want to injure yourself before you even get started. These are warm-ups we do in my Tai Chi class that I go to. I love this one. One more. Great. And now I'd like to show you another one. We'll open our stance just a little bit here. And I'm going to hinge at my hips. And I'm going to look past my foot here. as I just rotate from side to side. Inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly. You can look past your hand, you can look past your foot. It's good if you can stay as parallel as you can. I find I stay more parallel when I look past my foot than when I look past my hand. Otherwise, I have a tendency to kind of raise up every time. Okay, and now this time we'll do the same thing, but we're going to do it with a swoop. So I'm just going to swoop down and look past. Remembering to breathe. These are a little bit more warming warm-ups. Two more. Great. Okay. Whew. I have to watch out when it's warm. I can get a little dizzy doing that. All right. And one more interesting one for you before we start closing. Standing with the feet about shoulder width apart. If you remember the big circles that we do with our hips, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come down and swoop around. It's really the circle of the hips that I'm most concerned with. Do this slowly so you can find out, how dizzy this makes you. Sometimes by the time we finish both sides, I'm a little dizzy. It's okay, as long as I'm stable. One more on this side. Okay, and then we'll reverse directions. Just try to get the hips going first. Feel what the hips are going to feel like. And then we can swoop down. Hips all the way around. Three more. Two more. Last one. Beautiful. All right. Excellent. Well, we've kind of done the opening to sky. So why don't we do our wild geese flying, because everybody loves that so much. We'll stand with our hips, yes, our hips. And we'll stand with everything. We'll have the feet, the hips, the shoulders. And I'm going to check those elements because as a wild goose flying, I need these elements. My feet gripping the floor. What this does, you can feel it splays the toes outward just slightly so that those little toes are actually touching the floor. Belly draw. Clavicles. And the golden thread. Inhaling up with the elbows. And down, sinking down with the wrists, coming down last. Inhaling up. If you remember, last week I talked about how the chest comes forward just a little. Let yourself just lead with the chest here. Breathing in, exhaling down. Flying off into the golden dawn. Beautiful. Two more. Beautiful. Lovely, so lovely. Okay, let's close. We'll stand with our feet shoulder width apart. Inhaling in, creating a nice circle of energy that we will press gently down to the ground. And exhaling love. Inhaling healing. And exhaling healing. Inhaling gratitude. And exhaling gratitude. Okay, my dear friends, thank you so much for joining with me today for this new dawn, this rose full moon, this beautiful eclipse moon that's going to promise a new day.